Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be playing in a brand new palette from Marc Jacobs. It's from his Eye-Conic line and it is the shade Stiletto number 820. I had no idea this palette was coming out. I saw no sneak peeks online. Normally they have like, oh, coming soon or in a few days this is going to come out. Nope. Saw a random picture. I believe it was on Trend Mood. I saw the colors. Let me just go ahead and show you. Yep, these right here. And I immediately went to the Marc Jacobs website, added to cart, and here we have it. Look at this beautiful compact. Oh my goodness. And the colors in here are straight up my alley. This palette just spoke to me. So what I'm going to do, as always, I am going to give you guys some swatches. I'm going to talk about the palette and then I'm going to show you this tutorial. And at the end, I will give you my first impressions thoughts because this is the first time that I'm using this thing. I couldn't even wait. It got to the door and I was like, give it to me. Let me open it up and I'm doing a video right away. So let me go ahead and get on the Marc Jacobs website. It is not currently on Sephora's website, so I don't know if it's going to be there later or if it's going to be an online exclusive to Marc Jacobs, but I do know it's $49 and it's limited edition. The description reads, empower your inner makeup stylist with this ultra luxe eyeshadow palette featuring 4 fashion finishes: buttery matte, velvet, shimmering satin, sparkling silk, and metallic lame. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. This limited edition palette in a reflective chrome case features the same super plush shadow formulation as the original Eye-Conic, covering lids in lasting, velvety, rich pigment. Make the ultimate impression in a covetable mix of unexpected neutrals and smoky shimmers. I would call this more of a cool tone palette than I would a neutral, but maybe that's just me. Now let me go ahead and show you guys the swatches. So we have Rule, the Concrete, Jungle, Sidewalks, Become, Sparkling, and Catwalks. I do want to mention that when I received my palette, this shade down here was broken. I don't know if you guys can kind of tell. I had to kind of smash it back in there, but customer service was amazing. They didn't question me at all. They were just like, yeah, I'll send you one out right away, so I will have a replacement. I hate that, so just be careful. This is a very soft shade. I didn't use any alcohol or anything to push it back in there. I literally, it was out of the pan and I just kind of squished it with my finger back in there. So just be careful. Now let's get into this eye look. Goss number 18 and the second shade in the palette. I'm going to apply this to the outer corner first in circular little motions, and I'm going to bring it up into the crease and slowly start to work this up as the excess is off the brush as my transition shade. And I'm going to do this just a couple of times so I get a nice color pigmentation up here without it being too much. And I'm bringing it all the way to the inner corner portion right here because I'm going to do a nice blown out rounded smoky eye. Same shade, Wayne Goss number 19, and I'm going to work this right along the lower lash line. With that same brush, I'm now going to go in with the purple shade in the palette. I'm going to go back and forth windshield wiper motions, then circular motions to add a little depth into the crease. And then I will slowly start to bring this up just a little bit so you can see it just a little bit more, just not as high as the last shade we did. Same color on a Pencil Pro from Sonia G. I'm applying that right up against the lash line, just kind of smoking it out. Esum W21 and the second to the last shade in the palette. That is beautiful. I'm pressing this onto the lid and spreading it out. I am using this shade Dry, by the way. Well, this is so pretty. This is not the color I expected it to go on the lids as. Like, oh my god, it's gorgeous. I'm using that same shade Wet with the Wayne Goss number 5. I'm only using it wet because I want it to stay right where I want it to go. And I feel like it makes it easier for the lower lash line so it doesn't end up all over your face too. Taking the black on a Wayne Goss number 7, and I'm going to tap this into place right along my lash line and then kind of blend it out just a little bit. Same thing, smack up against the lower lash line, but I'm only going to do this on the outer corner. I'm going to go back in with a number 5, no additional product, and blend it out. Use some W23 in the first shade in the palette to highlight my brow arch. Use some 33 in the silvery shade to highlight the inner corner. And then I'm going to go in with the Fine Liner Ultra Skinny Gel Eye Crayon in the shade Nudist. Now, as far as the palette goes, even though this is the first time that I'm using it, I've got to tell you, I am absolutely in love. These shades blended so effortlessly. They are so pigmented. So if you are not used to really pigmented shadows, go in with a light hand and start on that outer corner first and blend upwards like I do, so that you don't end up with too much colors, too much pigmentation, because these do not lack in pigment, and I just think that they are stunning. I used every single one of them other than this shade right here. This black was so good. This one, I put it on with a fluffy brush because I didn't want it to overtake this shade here, but it is pretty intense as well. I loved the fact that this shade right here, my favorite shade in the palette, like if you look at it, it is blue and purple and a little bit of like teal. It shifts. It's gorgeous. I was so happy that I didn't have to go in with it wet or anything like that. Of course, I did at the lower lash line, but that's just because that's a preference thing. It helps with fallout and keeping the product right where you want it. And as far as fallout, I did get a little bit, but nothing major. These are a little bit powdery, but I don't mind it at all. I am over the moon with this. Now, I feel like people are going to ask me to compare this to the Nude Pop, so I am going to show you those side by side so you can see if you think that you still need this palette if you are interested in it. Anywho, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already. And let me know down below what you think about this palette, if you plan on picking it up and whatnot, yada yada. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.